Hello, everyone. First of all, I hope you liked the little intro there. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me okay, and let's get this show on the road when you give me that confirmation. So, let me know that you can hear me, that you can see me, and that we are live and that everything is working perfectly. Okay, so I see some chats. I see I'm live here on YouTube. Perfect. All good. Hello, I hear you. Hello, Richard. Yes, I can hear and see you. Excellent. Hey, great to see so many familiar faces. That tells me that if you're coming back week after week, I must be doing an okay job. And that makes me happy. Okay, looks and sounds good. Thank you. I do try my best. I have to get my haircut and my beard done tomorrow, so I'll look even better next week. Okay, so what are we talking about today? We are going to talk about emails. And, this should be a crucial part of your marketing. And lots of people will say email, you know, email communication is dead. Emails don't work anymore. But they do. But we just have to be a little bit more personal with our emails, because you see what happens these days is that everybody is vying for your attention. I mean, how many email lists are you actually on? I actually started to remove myself from some email lists because there were so many emails that were coming through. And a lot of the times I simply click on delete, delete, delete when it comes to emails. So you want to make sure that you have something of value to share with your audience, which you are. And because you will have a niche, you will know what your audience want. Okay, so we're going to talk all about this and how you can really, well, make your emails pop, as they like to say. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to leave it on that side there, and I just want to show you just a couple of slides that I put together because I want to make sure that we would have everything here. Okay, so just show a couple of slides until we actually get into the action. So what's a list and why do I want one? Well, you want to make sure that you have a list so that you can give people a freebie from your website. Now, we want to make sure that you don't just give them the freebie. I mean, they give you the freebie in exchange for something. Now, here's the thing. The freebie must be valuable because my email address is valuable. And if I'm going to give you my email address and my name, I want you to give me something in return. So you have to think about your niche and you have to say, okay, my niche is stay at home dads. And one of the things they struggle with is time management. So I'm going to give them a freebie that will be 10 tips to help them with their time management. And you have the message, time management. You have the freebie, which is about time management. And I'll be telling you, well, not this week, but I will be telling you what makes a great lead magnet. But that's coming up soon, but not in this particular broadcast. But you want to make sure that you give them something that is valuable to them. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you follow up with them. So we're going to be talking all about that. How do you follow up with them? Well, you follow up in two ways. You educate them and you tell them about the services that you offer. Now, nobody wants to sign up for a list and then be bombarded with, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. I mean, do you want that? No. You want to be educated. So I sign up for a list about time management and I want to I would expect to get some emails about that topic about time management. So this is the first thing that you must always consider. When you give away a freebie or when they sign up for your list, make sure that the messages that you send them after they've signed up for your list are congruent with what they actually signed up for. I mean, if I signed up for something or I download something about time management, I would expect that you will follow up with time management. But we'll talk about that in just 1 second. Now, any questions so far? Anything that you want me to clarify? And as always, I'll take a drink while I'm waiting. Now, matching the message to the download, I think is really important. Unless you say sign up for my newsletter about self-help, and then you can send other things to that particular list. But you can have multiple lists. You don't have to have just one list. You can have multiple lists that people will actually be able to see. Okay, so there's, I mean, you want to make sure that you know what you send them. Um, you know, well, the question is, what do I send them? Well, you want to be able to initially send them the information related to what they requested, and at least a number of follow-ups that delves a little bit deeper into that information. And I would say the formula is probably, we always go with 80-20, but 80% is education, 20% is offer. Why? Because if I educate you about a particular topic, but I don't give you all the answers, and then I make an offer, I'm more likely to buy from you. I mean, if I just say offer, 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 offer. Oh, and by the way, time management is really useful to help you become betterly organized. Offer, 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 offer. I'm going to say, no, hold on a second. I mean, there's too many offers there. So educate the person first and then give them an offer. Again, think about that. Educate the person first, then give them an offer. So anything related to time management, you can actually do. But before we get into all of that, I mean, there's so much more that we have to talk about. The first email is crucial. And these are a couple of things that I think you need to have in your first email. First of all, a link to the freebie. Because what you want to be careful of is if you say, download my offer, just give me your email address and you'll be able to download my offer. If they go directly to your download page and you have the download there, they might just download it straight away and then never read your emails. So what I would have on the download page, I mean, the page that comes after once they've opted in, is something like, you want to have a double opt-in if you can, as in that you send them an email for them to confirm that they want to be on your list. So once they put in their email address, their name and their email address, what will come up then is a page that says, I've just sent you an email to confirm that you want to be on my list. Click on that, and then I will send you the offer. Now, what does that do? What that does is it ensures that people who want to be on your list are on your list. Okay, this is called double opt-in, which is standard practice. The second thing is they have to take some sort of action. And the third thing is it avoids people putting in joe@joe.com just so that they can get your free offer. Because then if you're not putting in some protection, you're going to get a lot of bad emails on your email list. Okay. So that's the first thing, and I'll come to the questions just now, just in a second. I think in the first email that you send them after they've actually downloaded, you should welcome them to your list. Hey, name. Hey, John. It's so great to have you on my list. Now, what I want to do is I want to set a few expectations. Don't worry, I'm not going to bombard you with emails. I'm going to send you one email every week. And I'm going to be telling you or giving you tips on the topic, whatever it may be. Oh, but before we finish up, let me introduce myself. My name is Richard Butler. I'm a business coach based in Barcelona, but I'm actually from Ireland. And blah, 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 blah. So set the tone, because if you just start to email them straight away, I mean, it builds no personal connection. So I would always do that. A welcome to the list email, setting the expectations, and introducing yourself. Okay. Now I'll ask if there's any more questions while I just look at Deanne's here. So let me just put this up on screen. If I have a list comprised from many separate events businesses, what should you do? Try and segment that list. So try and divide it up into different areas. Now, what you might do there is you might say, well, I can divide up this list by sending out an email saying, hey, you're on my list and I want to focus in more to ensure that I'm sending you the right information. So if you're interested in business ideas, just click here and I'll subscribe you to my business ideas list. If you're more interested in technology, whatever it may be, subscribe to this list. I would be wary of maybe dividing people up into the list without asking them, because one of the key indicators that is important in emailing is that your list are responsive. I mean, I sometimes get emails from people I'm on their lists, and they say if you're no longer interested, um, just don't reply to this email, and you'll automatically be deleted. Why do they do that? Because if you have a list that uh, people aren't opening emails, this sends certain signals to say that your email list isn't of very good quality. Because if you have 100,000 people on your list and only 5 people open it, is that valuable? No, because we want to make sure that our email is being opened and people are taking action. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that in the next slide. Okay, so if you have a list, make sure that you can segment it in some way. I mean, if you have a list of 1,000 people that you got from different events, think about sending out a good email, and you're going to see a little trick for that later on. In Creation says, can you get into how to build an email list from scratch? I'm new and I don't have one yet. Thank you. So yes, we'll be talking about that in one of our lives. But today I'm just going to focus more on the mechanism here of what you could do before you actually start building the list. So this is a little bit of groundwork as well, just to get some emails in. But I will be touching on that. Okay. Okay. Any other questions so far? Timo says, hello. Hello, Timo. What's the one thing you should say in your first email and then repeat again and again and again in subsequent emails, but not on every email? What do you think is the first, what's the most important thing that you should say, and why is it important? And this can be key to having a great list, okay, and an active list. What do you think it could be? I'm just going to close my presentation here because we're finished on that for now. So what do you think could be a key thing to put in an email that can really help you? And I'm going to give you a little formula for this as well. Okay, why they get the email. Okay, so on every email, what you could actually do is you could put something in that says, you are on this email list because you subscribed to, because sometimes people forget how they got on an email list. So a lot of the times, depending on the email program that you use, and we won't go into the technicalities of the email programs, but what you can actually do is you can set up parameters that will say you subscribed on such and such a date. And sometimes they'll even give the IP address. So you might put that in. Okay. The benefits of your program, I wouldn't put that into your email straight away, because I mean, you're selling. Educate first. Okay. The value that you provide and the problem that you solve. Joint Task Force 214 says that could be something really good. Faith asks, what about sales pages? When do we use them in this email process? Oh, that's way ahead of us. So we won't be looking at that at the moment. You can thank them. Yes. Well, there's a really simple thing that you can do. And you can put in, well, a personal story or connection to the community. So personal emails are good. Okay. A personal story. That can often connect. Maybe if you're sending out an email every Monday, um, you could put in something like, "Hey, I hope you had a great weekend." Well, myself and the wife, we went out for something to eat in Barcelona, and it was so cold because we were sitting outside. Now, I know in some parts of the world it's even colder than in Barcelona, so I shouldn't be complaining. So, yes, something personal like that. But there is one thing that you can put in, and that is to say, if you have any questions, hit reply. And yes, I personally reply to all of my emails. Now, why is that something that could be very important and very useful? Why do you think that could be something that you want to do on your emails? Well, I'm going to tell you. The reason is that there, in the background, not to get too technical, but in the background, there are certain signals that are sent to all of the email service providers. Okay. And one of them is that if people are opening your email and replying to your email, that like gives you points. Okay. So imagine a list, 100 people on your list, and 90 people open up your email. That builds up trust with all of these email servers that are on the internet saying, hey, people are responding to Richard's emails. Now, imagine 100 people 90 people open up from the 100 and 45 of them click on a link. That means that they're engaging with your email. Now, imagine if 45 of them reply back and say hello. That shows that they are starting to engage with you even further. And that could help you getting out of the promotions tab in Gmail into the actual inbox in Gmail. Okay. So by saying, please feel free to reply, you might get, I mean, if you're starting off your email list, you might get 2 or 3% of people replying. But a couple of people have mentioned some things that are interesting. Okay. Um, Building a relationship. Okay. Yes. Okay. You're building a relationship. Um, it shows there's a real person behind the email. Here's something that has always struck me as really interesting. Sometimes I've got emails from big gurus. Now I'm talking about big self-help gurus, and the email goes, "Dear friend," and I don't want to say who it is, but this person goes, "Dear friend," and you think that's not very personable. I mean, they have my name, so they could just put in that little code that puts in my name. So it'll be Dear Richard. It would sound so much better. So that turned me off that particular guru. Um, M30 Consulting says they know they're communicating with a live person. Yes. Here's an interesting one. People assume you are not real. And it's true. I mean, have you ever emailed somebody? And I think this actually happened many years ago when I was a just beginning with PLR.me as a client. That I actually sent an email or replied to an email that came from Ronnie, and then I got a reply, and I was like, "Whoa! I mean, there's a real person behind this company." So that is very important as well. Another thing that's really important is to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. So, see the way I subtly put that in. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe this video. Subscribe to our channel, hit the little bell icon, and we'll notify you when we're going live and when we have a new video update. But no, that's not the most important thing. I mean, you want to make sure that people know it's from a real person. And I would also say when you send out an email, send it from Richard at rather than no reply at mydomain.com. I mean, that looks awful, you know. We're a very personal company. Please do not respond to this email as it is not, this email box is not monitored. Okay, not good. Um, Another trick to help get your emails delivered can be to use email addresses like Richard at, John at, Mary at. If you use service email addresses like hello or home or support, sometimes those emails mightn't get through as easily because the email systems might see that they are actually not real people behind them, so to speak. So if you are sending out the emails, and they're not, obviously, if they're support emails, they should come from support at. But if they are emails that you are sending out from you to your email list, I would send it from an email address which is more personable, Richard at, okay, not CEO at mycompany.com. Yeah, we want the personal touch. Okay, how may I help you? It shows you care. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Thomas mentioned something that that there are even businesses to warm up email addresses. I would tend to maybe stay away from those just in case when you're starting off. You could definitely, Faith, do a video greeting in the email. Now, one of the things to be aware is that with the video greeting, will somebody be able to see the video on the email? Will they be able to see the image, the animated GIF, etc. if they're on a mobile device or depending what client they're using? Nowadays, they should be able to, but a video greeting is a really good idea as well. Okay. And here is, Chantal says, nice. Most of us are solo entrepreneurs anyway. Why not connect? And think about the industry that we're in. We're coaches. We want to be personable with people. We are not automated robots. We don't want people to think, oh, this is just an automated system. So think about that. Is word count important in sending emails? If yes, what is the average word count? Well, I'm going to show you something that will surprise you about word count and one email format that can be really, really successful. Okay. Ask yourself, do you have time to read a 4-page email? Maybe not, unless you have a super engaged list. I mean, unless they follow every word that you have. So, there's other ways that you can take your list, and then as people buy products, they go into different lists, etc. There's lots of technical things that you can do like that. Maybe later on, then you have longer emails, but I wouldn't make them too long, to be honest. Okay. So people are on your email list. Now the big question is, how do I write an email? I mean, it's a great question because there's an art to it. Or where do I get the content for writing an email? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of things now. I'm just going to share my screen here and I'm going to show you a couple of things. Okay. So the first thing that you can definitely do is go to PLR.me, do a search, and find something like an article. Okay, so I wanted to write an email about happiness. Okay, and I had a checklist that I wanted to give away to people, and I thought, what can I do in order to engage them and educate them more? 8 things happy people avoid doing. Okay, so let's say I say to my audience, download my free checklist on judging how happy you are. Okay, it's a free checklist, and then you'll get a little score. It's a free little questionnaire. So they download this and they write it all down, and then I start to email them. Okay, and I say to them, hey, if you want to be happy, why not do this? So I download the I download the article, I open it up, and I have a look at it here. So let me just increase this in size because this is quite small. Bigger, and then I'll just do it bigger as well. Okay, so this here is I should really use the shortcut there. This is an article. We have 8 things happy people are doing. Okay, so you sign up for my email list. I send out, I go, hey, John, this is Richard. First of all, let me just tell you what you're going to get from me over the next couple of days. I want to give you tips to help you be even happier and to tell you what not to do and what happy people always avoid. You receive an email around about this time every single day, and it's going to be short, but it's going to give you a really useful tip, and I want you to take action. So, what do? I take tip number 1, I copy and paste that, and I put that into my email sequence. The next day, I give them this tip. Okay. And the next day, this tip. And the fourth and the fifth and the sixth. Now, maybe on the fourth, fifth day, I could talk to them about an offer. Hey, how are you enjoying these emails? I really wanted to let you know that I have an ebook which is called Finding Happiness in the Simple Things in Life. Here's a link to it, and let me know what you think. Hit reply. And by the way, I'll be back with email number 4, 5, or 6. Okay. You see how that the message matches the offer, or the offer matches the message, whichever way you want to look at it. And people will go, oh, yeah, well, he gave me these great tips. Actually, I want to see what else he has about this particular topic. Now, if I had sent the email on day 5 saying, hey, I know you want to be more happy, but I have an ebook on how to be more motivated. It's not so great, is it? It doesn't, the message is different because I'm expecting things about happiness and now you're talking about motivation. So you've now confused me. So you've broken the flow of where we were at. Okay. Um, does that make sense? Any questions? Because it's good to ask questions, and if you're on the replay, do ask questions, and I will look and I'll come back to you with answers to those questions. So we've given people something for free about, I used the example at the beginning, time management, but now I've decided I'm giving them something about happiness. So I then go into PLR.me, I find an article about tips, and what I could do is I could just type in the word tips, return, and I could find all of the content that is to do with tips. And here's a tip for you. I can actually refine this if I go down by types and I just want articles and blog posts. So, helping too much. 7 tips to stop enabling others. 7 tips to help you juggle school and work successfully. 6 tips to save on back to school supplies. Okay. Top 10 tips for choosing your ideal partner. 5 tips for retaining your staff during difficult times. 5 unusual tips to ease your workouts. So you see that we provide you with articles that can be used as email sequences. Okay, inject a little bit of your personality in, and then what you can actually do is you can then make sure that this is really useful information. Okay, so this is sort of part of a larger series that we'll talk about building out your funnel. But this is how you build out this thing called a funnel. You get people onto your email list, you give them a lot of great information, and then you go to sell them something. Imagine if I had done the reverse. They had gone, joined my list, they got the freebie from me, and then I said, hey, do you want to be more happy? Buy my ebook. I'm gonna say, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, you're too in my face there. Just step back a bit. But now that I've built up that relationship, yeah, actually, I'm going to take a look at your ebook. Okay. Um, okay. So, Regina, thank you. This is great information. Thank you so much. So that's what you can actually do. Now, I'm going to show you something that we also have here. Because you may say, but do you not have any ready-made email sequences? Well, we have ready-made email sequences, but many of them are actually attached to certain courses, okay, or to certain challenges here. Now, think about what you can do with PLR.me. I mean, you can take the PLR.me content and you can make it your own. So why not download an email sequence and have a look at that email sequence and say, okay, what can I do with that email sequence? Because you can use that as a basis of content that you're actually going to provide for people. Okay. So does that make sense? Let me just have a look. Okay. Thank you for this information. You are very welcome. Okay. So you need to think about that. I mean, if I have email sequences, can I make those into my own? And what I just want to do here is I want to bring up this. This is our limiting beliefs, and these are our email sequences. So this is our pre-sale email sequence. If I just bring that up, will it? I just need to open that. It needs to download. And what this email sequence will do is I see how it is actually structured. Okay. So let me just open it up here. So this is, hey, did you see the limiting beliefs assessment test? Wow, I'm really excited for you. You've taken the first step on the path to overcoming your limiting beliefs. If you didn't get the limiting beliefs assessment test yet, download it here. By using this assessment, you'll be on your way to D. So you could easily just take that and you could change it to, hey, did you get your happiness download okay? Hey, John, I'm really excited for you. You've taken the first step on the path to becoming happier. Now, if you didn't get the happiness download, download it here. By using this tips, checklists, whatever it may be, you'll be on your way to knowing more about XYZ. So just because the email sequence is for a certain challenge or for a certain course, that doesn't mean that you can't reuse it yourself. Okay. That is something that is really, really important to think about. Okay. Regina asks, "What if you have to build a new list?" Well, if you have to build a new list, you find something that you want to give away, and then you find an article to use as follow-up material. Okay. Any other questions? So far, the questions are really good. If you are liking what you hear, if you're liking what you see, do give it a like. Do give a thumbs up as well, so that we know that you like everything that we're doing. And yeah, let's continue on. Okay, let me just see. I think I have it in text edit. Okay. Now, one of the things that may happen, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, that you've received an email and it's really long on the screen. I mean, it goes out to the right hand side a lot. It's not formatted correctly for screens, so sometimes it looks jagged. So what you can do, have you seen that sometimes emails, they just don't look well because you have to, maybe on your browser you have to scroll across, or on your phone, like the lines are really uneven like that because they were meant to be all formatted out correctly. Well, what we have here is a tool that can help you with that. So let me just highlight this content here. And if I go into PLR.me, I go to my tools, I have one here called where have you gone? The perfect email formatter. So all I do here is I just copy and paste my text, and then I say format, and that will put it into a format that I can just copy this HTML code into an actual email marketing program. You can't directly put it into the likes of a Gmail email, which of course you wouldn't be using that to send it out, but that will actually make the code look perfect. Okay. Now I just want to bring something up on my other screen here. And just let me bring this over here. Okay, so look how this looks now. If I just bring this over here, I put in my source code. Okay. And this should then come up and it should look fine, which I decided not to. Let me just see why that has not done it. Okay, because it's taking its time to load. But I want to show you how this code will look once we actually have it cleaned up. Okay, so if I just put it in like that, see the way it actually formats it nicely there. Look at the original that we had unhappy people do certain things that happy people, and see the way the line went on for quite some time. Well, using this HTML code, it says that what you want to do is you want to have a screen width of 450 pixels, which might be, I don't know, let's say it's that size, rather than having it 800 pixels or 900 pixels, which might be that size. So this is the first tool that you can use to format your emails so that they look very good. Okay. And what you would do, and I'm not going to get into the technicalities of how you transfer this over to Aweber, but within your email marketing program, you will be able to maybe create your own template from HTML, and you would just copy and paste that in like that. Okay. Let me just have a look at some of the questions. Loving it. Uh, Okay, so Rob says, are you going to let folks know that their email provider may block them if not done right and using a Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, reduce or block email opens? Um, okay, well, first of all, never email people from your own personal email. You need to be using some sort of what we call an email autoresponder or an email list management system. You have free ones like MailChimp, you have paid ones like Aweber. You have all the prices that you want. You can go from free to hundreds of dollars per month. Um, there's certain things that you have to be, wary of with emails. I mean, don't have exaggerated claims in the subject line because if you have um, your Visa card has now been loaded or your account has been compromised, people may open that email, but then when they see that it is what we call clickbait, they will just delete it. Okay. And they may report you for spam. Okay. So be very careful. Email marketing is something that could take hours to talk about. Okay. But what you want to make sure is that you want to make sure that your emails are of the highest quality possible so that people open them and so that people will actually respond to you. Now, of course, one of the important things is to write a good email subject line. And that is something that you just have to practice. There's many tutorials online. You can go to YouTube or to Google and just type in email subject line. Uh, Examples or swipe file is often used as well, and then see how that is going. Okay. Um, so Erin says, do you need to copy the HTML email code for each message, or just do you need to do it once? Okay. Um, and yeah, I read that as need, not need. um, I mean, for every email that you're doing, if you want to put it in this perfect email formatter, you would need to do it for every email the first time. I mean, let's say you have 8 emails that you're sending out, your automated program, you set it up once, and then as people join your list, email number 1 is sent out. A day later, email 2 is sent out. Email 3. So these automated email programs are really, really useful because they allow you to automate the process. Imagine if you had to wait for somebody to email you and say, can I download your product? And then you had to go, yes, you can. And you had to send out all the emails individually. That would take time. And you shouldn't be doing that. You should be using an email program. You should also make sure that your emails are coming from your website. So at PLR.me, at richardbutler.coach, whatever it may be, they should be coming from your domain. Okay. Um, let's have a little bit of fun here. Who wants to come up with some ideas? Just type it into the chat there. Do you have an idea for an effective Valentine's Day discount subject line? Okay. Um, I don't know. I would have to think about that. And I don't want to say anything off the top of my head, just in case. Um, you want to always be careful because you don't want to say save money this Valentine's Day unless you are a huge corporation like Hallmark. Their emails probably won't get filtered or stopped by the actual spam checks. But if you're a small time solo entrepreneur or solopreneur, maybe a subject line like that will get you stopped. Okay, but we're digressing a little bit. But if people can think of effective Valentine Day discount subject lines, keeping it clean, do put them into the chat there. Now, did you know that we have another tool here called Coaching Email Templates. Now, this is for paid members. So if you're not a paid member, you can go to plr.me/pricing and you will actually find out more about our pricing. Or if you, if you don't know what you don't know, which is fine, and you're completely new to PLR.me, book in a call with me. As long as you haven't had a call already, if you're a paid member or if you're a free member or if you're not a member yet, you can book in a call and I will take you through all of the options and see what we have and whether we are a good fit for your business. Because, if you are a business that is a car mechanic, we won't have a lot of content for you. But if or we may actually, because we might be able to say, well, look, here's our business and marketing section, and this is really going to help you. And I come up with some great insights on calls when people talk to me, because I give them out a plan. I say, okay, this is how you could use this content in your business, and this is the membership that you need. You don't need the top tier membership. You just need this membership. So give me, book in a call with me. I've opened up some extra times over the next couple of weeks. They do fill up quickly. If you do book in a call, two things to remember. The time that you book in will be shown in your local time. Okay, so be very careful and check the emails to make sure that you put in your email correctly. B, that you are choosing the right time. And C, do please sign up. Or please turn up if you sign up. Okay. So here's a subject line. Rose are red, violets are blue. All items 40% off just for you. I love the ingenuity of people. Okay, so I was telling you that we have tools and we have the coaching email templates. So these are templates that we have actually put together that we know really work well. Okay, so the trust architecture template. You'll get my top converting PS email. So let's have a look at this PS email. I'll go into Access now, and I put in, I need to just move this slightly. Let me just, because I'll show you how you do this. What is your name? Richard. Okay, I press return. Fill in the blank. I help people with their sales funnels. Okay. And boom, 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 boom. Here is an email. Okay. So you put in PS, introduce yourself, not in the subject line, but at the end of the email. PS, introduce yourself. I read and respond. I read and respond to all. I read and respond to all replies to my emails. Yes, it really is me. So please introduce yourself. I'd love to learn more about you. Please click reply and briefly tell me about you, where you live, where you're at with your sales funnels, and where you want to be. Look forward to your reply, Richard. Okay. Now we give you tips down here. This email works best right after they signed up to your list. Okay. Keep this email as simple and short as possible. Don't stuff it with links to your products or services, etc. Okay. What do you think of that? Yeah, there's always a replay. There's always a replay on this. So this is your email. And then what you would do is you would just simply copy and paste this into your email. Okay, super simple. Let's go on and have a look at the client amplifier. So what's your name? Always starts with that, Richard. Clients are interested in sales funnels. Okay. Now, this is what we call more or less our 9-word email. Okay, so I have been talking to somebody, maybe I was talking to you, and we were talking about booking in a coaching call. And I simply send the subject Richard. And are you still interested in sales funnels, Richard? Okay, short and simple. It seems authentic, personal, and non-threatening, quick to read and easy to reply. It's either yes or no. Okay. The purpose of this email, as it says, is just get the reply, and then you can engage them. Okay. Okay. You want to think about something like that, Richard, are you still interested in learning English? Okay, I might send that out to my niche. Ronnie, are you still interested in PLR.me? Okay. And then it's a yes or no. Okay. So Faith says, what is the process that you use if they respond yes? Panic. Oh my God, what do I do now? They responded to the email. No, you need to, it's all about planning and thinking out. Okay, what do I do if they respond yes? I say, that's fantastic, John. Let me know where you're at, okay, and what your current struggles are at the moment. I'm not selling anything. If I went straight in and went, let's get on a coaching call, it's just $200 an hour, they're going to say no. But once you've built up a to and fro with the person, then you can say, listen, John, I was thinking this is probably easier if we jump on a call. I can do a special at the moment of $100 for 50 minutes if you're interested. Okay. And then see what happens after that. Okay. So think about that there. Now, the value ladder. So this email has increased the lifetime customer value by turning clients with single purchases into clients who have bought everything from us. Okay, this is going to be good. Okay, so Richard, I'm right. The product program title that your client already purchased from you. So we will call this PLR monthly membership. What is another product? Creative coaching. Okay. So hey, Richard, it's Richard here. I noticed you recently ordered PLR monthly membership. First, thank you so much for your business. Were you able to download it okay? Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm happy to help. Oh, hold on, there's more. P.S. I'm piloting a new coaching program called Creative Coach with Richard to a small number of my best clients, and I immediately thought of you. I think you'll achieve some big wins. Since we're just testing this out, I can give you a big guinea pig discount. Please tap reply if you're interested. Okay. So to answer your question, Faith, this could be the next thing that you send if you've already had engagement with the person or if they've already bought something from you. And it's just a PS. It's just, oh, by the by, I just wanted to let you know about this. No pressure. I mean, I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't tell you about this. And I'm piloting it, and you're getting it at a special price. Okay. Uh, Going on down, we have the partnership. Okay. Now remember, you can always add to these emails. I help people who need to create better sales funnels. What is the number why you like this potential partner from the blank? Your style resonates with me because you're so funny and you're Irish. So, hi, John. I love what you're doing to help people who need to create better sales funnels. Your style really resonates with me because you're so funny and you're Irish. Seems like we have a similar audience. Would you be open to scheduling a 10-minute conversation to see how we can work together? Super non-threatening. I mean, I'd love it if somebody sent me that. And the goal is to get them to say yes. Okay. You don't want to overwhelm them with details, links, products to review, etc. It's just get the yes, get the engagement, and then start the flow. Okay. Dana asked, where do we get the templates? Well, you get them if you are a paid monthly or yearly member. We don't have these available for free or pay-as-you-go members. You go to tools and you find the coaching email templates. As I said, if you're interested in discussing the memberships, book in a call with me, plr.me/book a call. Or if you know that this is what you want, plr.me/pricing. Okay, we still have 12 minutes to go. So let's have a look at the last couple of emails. What's your name? Last spoke, we were working on your sales funnel. Okay. Hey, Ronnie. Richard here. I was going through my client list and I felt like I should check in with you. It's been a little while since we last connected. When we last spoke, we were working on your sales funnel. How are things going? Okay, look at the wording of that email. I mean, it's non-threatening. It's not, hey, the last time we spoke, you were working on your sales funnel. Have you made any progress on that? If not, give me a call because I'm going to sell you my top tier coaching program. Okay. Again, get them to reply. So, Tiffany, is this for membership listings? No, not at all. I mean, if you have an email list, this is what you want to use for your email list. I mean, these are the templates that you can use to email out people, okay? And to say, hey, the last time we talked, we had a session, and I'm just wondering how things are going, okay? Save the sale, okay? If something happens, that they didn't finish the purchase, okay? Because on this one, you would have to have this in some sort of sequence if they don't finish a purchase. So, was the product already purchased from you? PLR. Okay, it looks like you tried to order PLR. I'm so sorry. Did something go wrong? Was there a technical glitch? Please stop replying. Let me know. Sorry again, Richard. If they didn't finish the purchase and you were able to capture their email address. Okay, you remember we talked about podcasts in one of my Q&As about 2 weeks ago. And if you haven't seen it, I would really recommend that you watch it. You'll find it on our channel. And speaking of channels, you have subscribed, haven't you? You have given it a like, and you have left a comment, I hope. What's the name of your podcast? Living Life. Of course, your podcast dedicated to helping people live a better life. Okay, let's talk about your podcast, life in general. Who else has been in your show? Manage me. Link. Okay, so put in the link there. So, hey, I hope you're doing well. Quick question. Would you be available for a quick interview as one of our expert guests for our Living Life podcast? We're looking to have leading experts like yourself to talk about that in general. Already on board, Ronnie Nijme. And so you'd most definitely be in very nice company. Here's a sneak peek of our show. Can we count you in? Okay. Again, you're not overwhelming people. Okay. You're not overwhelming people with, here's the link, sign up here, here's the questions, here, you're going to use this software. No, just relax. Take it easy. I mean, you guys know me, I'm pretty chilled out most of the time. So that's it. Attendee takeaway, we're just two more to go. Richard, that your client already purchased from you. Coaching. Okay. So glad you came to the workshop. What was your biggest takeaway? And more importantly, what specific action steps have you taken after watching the workshop, Richard? P.S. Here's a link to download the handout and slides. And then I just do that. Okay, so you could just put in this message. Hey, did you get this email below? If they do reply, you could say, awesome. What do you think of the greatest benefits of the question 3? I really value your perspective. Okay. The template assumes you're giving away a bonus who stayed until the end of the workshop. Okay. So that is also important. And list re-engagement. This is the one to re-engage your list. This was the name of the actual live after all. So let's see, what is this all about? The PLR.me membership. Hey, I noticed that you haven't opened any of my emails in a while. Now, if you have an email program, it should tell you who has opened emails, who hasn't opened emails, because you want to keep a clean list. You don't want to be sending out emails and then 90% of them aren't opened. This can reactivate your list. So you could send this out. This makes us wonder, am I bothering you? Are you not getting the emails you expected? Or maybe do you think you received too little or too many emails? Or maybe too many? Whatever it is, I hope you still want to receive our emails. If you want to keep receiving emails, click the link below. Okay. This will lead you to a great freebie. The pre-order membership contains 3 of the most important questions you'll ever ask yourself. Okay. So again, you can change this, okay, to any way that you want. Now, let me just deal with questions. If you found this pretty good so far, give us a thumbs up. Give us an oh yeah. Give us a like on the channel. Okay. Let me just have a look. Okay. Regina, this is great. Recently received a request to share information about my services for the person's family member. Is there one to connect, share info without talking about offers and get them on a call? Well, Regina, I would take the emails and I would look at them and I would say, I would just build up a little bit of curiosity and have something like maybe, hey, thanks so much for requesting more information about what I do. Briefly, let me introduce myself. Let me briefly introduce my services. I help people do X, Y, and Z. I'd love to have a quick chat with you. Let's jump on a short strategy call, 20 minutes, and let's see if I can help you. Okay, so you're helping people. You're helping people there. Okay, Savita, thank you for your support. Rob, thank you. Okay, you rock. Uh, Timo, I love it. Once again, priceless tips. Okay. Now, here's an interesting thing. We've scared some people off when we list our previous podcast guests. There was a balance. I wonder if you've scared them off, were they the right people to be on the podcast at the moment? I mean, if somebody sent me an email and said, hey, recent guests have included Tony Robbins and, Gary V, I wouldn't be scared. I mean, I would be nervous, but I wouldn't be scared. So maybe they weren't right. But you're right. Some people may get scared. So play that one carefully. Okay, you want to attract your tribe. Okay, very helpful. Thank you. Well, thank you. I got an oh yeah and an oh yeah and an oh yeah. So this one here. So with the last one, are you asking them to click on a lead magnet or responding just to get them in the active list again? So the last one that we had there was you're asking them to activate their membership again. So let me just bring up my screen again so I can show you that. Okay, so if I just go back to here and let me just share my screen and I will show you that email. So this last email was to reactivate them. I notice you haven't opened any of my emails in a while. Depending on your system, by them clicking to download that freebie, they will be resubscribed to your list or they will be put onto a new list automatically. And you're telling them what you're actually doing. Okay. So it depends on how your system is set up, but just by opening and clicking on that link, it could put them back onto your active list. That's something that you would want to talk technically with your email provider there, but that should work okay for you. Okay. Let me just bring that over there. No, let me not bring that over there. Okay. Thank you, Richard, for an informative session. Well, thank you for joining. Where do I find the replay? You will find that on our YouTube channel. So Vita says, any suggestions how to send out your latest podcast episodes via email, Richard? Well, through an email list, you could just have it so that every week you just put in the link to the latest podcast, or it could be just something automated that says, hey, to make sure that you get the latest podcast, just go to richardbutler.coach/podcast. Okay. Faith and everybody else who've made my day, this is such valuable help, and it being live is priceless. Regina, are these email tools under are these email templates under tools? Yes, under tools and coaching templates. Esteban says, thank you. Well, thank you for being here with me. Okay. Any final questions there? Remember that I am Richard Butler, Director of Education here at PLR.me, humour and all things Irish as well. If you want to talk to me, if you haven't talked to me before, you need to sort out your ideas. You want to know, well, what can I use for a lead magnet? Can you do a strategy session with me, Richard? Yeah, you can. Every member has access to me for free for 30 minutes, as long as they haven't had a call before. So it's one call per a member or per potential member if you're not yet a member, and I'll go through everything with you on that. Any other questions? Any other questions? Let me just give it another minute or two. Okay, a question from Successful Children TM. In your sample about happiness tips, when you send a link to the ebook you mentioned, is it a link to buy or is the ebook for free? Okay, tune in next week because we're going to be talking about what you can create for your freebie. So this is going to build on, it's going to make sense as well next week, and I'll refer back to what I was talking about. So let me answer that question next week. So Successful Children, please join us next week so that I know. Yeah, thank you so much. Valuable information. Uh, that's a good question. And folks, you are going to have to tune in. Same bat time, same bat channel. I need to get some Batman music coming up here. I'll have a Batman costume. But you are going to get the answer to that question next week. So, with that, I will leave you in suspense. And I will say, see you next week. Have a wonderful day.